Black Market Voices assisted in producing the show for no monetary gain with permission as a transformative work. All rights remain with their respective creators, and all effects were obtained legally. Please support the parent media and the original work. Cloud City by SSJTrinity. Read by Charliegolightly. Chapter 2. Spending the night in lockup is actually pretty nice, and Arthur's happy to take it. He doesn't have to file anything, doesn't have to take care of anyone, or fill out paperwork, or face off with Yang or Asenath. He can just lie in the dark on a prison bed, a board suspended by chains from the cinder block wall, not comfortable, but at least private, and talk to no one. If only there were no more bugs. There have been so many over the past month. He smashes another under the window, scraping it off on the cinder block. Ugh.
What the hell were you thinking?
Hastur demands for the 5th time. Hastur is fucking mad, of course. But that just makes it all funny. Pissing him off? Says Arthur, also for the 5th time, holding the raw steak they gave him to his swollen eye. Physically, he's miserable. In every other way, he's elated. He does not regret punching Yang. That's what he gets, Arthur mutters. Fucking kissing my ear, or whatever that was.
Arthur, we do not have time for this shit. We do not have time to be here.
Arthur laughs weakly. Sure we do. Why wouldn't we? That growl again.
I saw something, Arthur. I saw something with that second body that we need to follow up.
Arthur frowns. Okay. We'll go after it tomorrow, when I'm released.
Am I going to have to take over?
Hastur says, and it is a threat. Hastur can. Arthur's contract allows Hastur to control his body for brief periods if necessary for survival. Arthur agreed when they'd made their contract, because he wanted to keep living long enough to find her killer. Hastur suggested it because he also wanted Arthur to keep living, at least until he's ready for harvest. He's done it 3 times already. Each time, Arthur was unconscious, either through magical or ordinary cold-cocked means. Arthur had been going to die. Necessary for survival triggered. But that can't possibly apply to this situation. Are you serious?
I am serious.
Hastur warns. Arthur sighs. John, come on. That's not necessary.
Oh, isn't it?
No, you asshole. Besides, they wouldn't let you out even if you were speaking through my mouth, Arthur says. Whatever's going on can handle a few hours on ice while Yang nurses his big boy bruise.
You fool.
It's rare that Hastur insults him like this, and Arthur can't help but feel a little concerned. It's a night in a jail cell, Hastur, Arthur says, using his real name in an attempt to redirect the wrath. We've done it before.
Not in the middle of something like this.
Arthur sighs and flips the steak over, pressing the cool side to his face. And it's the middle of what, exactly? You still haven't explained to me what you think is going on with the recent murders.
You still don't believe me.
It's not that I don't believe you. You've never lied, and you've rarely been wrong.
I have never been wrong.
Arthur sighs. Well, if you want me to fully buy into this hijacked deaths thing, you're going to need to give me more to go on. What does it even mean? Who could possibly be doing it? What are they getting out of it? What does murder even provide? How do you know it's being stolen? Hastur sighs too.
You're finally asking the right questions. but at the wrong time. We have to hurry. I'm taking control.
Arthur really hadn't thought he'd do it. No, wait! His mouth stopped working. Completely without his input, he stands. He squeezes the stake, tearing it, getting blood on his hands, then goes to the bars and grips them. Power runs from his heart to his shoulders and into his palms, and the blood burns until the bars begin to vibrate. Another of his rings cracks and falls apart. The bars are gone. Just gone. At Arthur's feet is, he thinks, a pile of something like sand. But Hasta doesn't look down there, so Arthur must rely on peripheral vision. He can't do anything but watch as his body walks right for the exit in front of other prisoners and the whole world. What was that? What the fuck was that? Hasta has never shown power like that before. This is more magic than Arthur can do, and he can't cry out, can't communicate his horror. They've surpassed the safe limit twice in one night. There will be a cost. What the hell is Hasta thinking? There is no way he can recover legally after this. Why are you doing this? Stop! To his amazement, Hasta hears him and responds.
Because, Arthur, of the number. Since this began, there have been clusters of 9 deaths. 9 at a time. The victims connected. 9 is the ultimate number of power. We're getting perilously close to the number of power turned inside itself. 9 times 9.
What? 9? What the fuck are you... Why didn't you tell me this? He's feeling dizzy now. Disconnected. Fading. He knows he's going to black out. And Hasta will be on his own. Oh, fuck. Don't hurt anybody. This is going to get my license pulled as it is. Hasta's sigh is heavy.
You're really that concerned about a piece of paper?
Fucking spirits. About not getting arrested on sight? About being able to walk freely around my goddamn city? Yes, you moron! I know I'm your first contract, and you're still not fully familiar with humans. But we can't just do this and get away with it.
Fine. I will ensure you are viewed as innocent for the sake of your tender soul.
Asta says that like he's salivating for it. And Arthur, who's trying to fight this, but pointlessly, like pulling a rope that isn't tied to anything, has nothing to say. They stop right at the door to the cell area, right in view of the officers on duty tonight, and then whatever words has to speak have weight. Syllables like cinder blocks. Like too many victims tied up and thrown into the lake. Arthur's dragged down, but not before he sees the wardens go mad. They went mad. They shuddered and pulled their guns, twitching, eyes rolling like poisoned cows, already frothing. They... Arthur wakes with a gasp and sits up straight. Location flickers into sight like an old bulb twisted back into working. This place reeks. It's a dirty gulch, smelling like old fish, filled with rubble, shadowed by the only bridge leading out of Cloud City and into the wastes. There are bugs all over him, crawling, tickling. He frantically swipes them off, gasping. "Asta!" he cries, because what the actual fuck? He has one ring left. The third ring splintered and was lost somewhere along the way. What the hell had he done? "What the fuck, Asta?" he says this time, scrambling up, and nearly immediately falls again. He's never been this dizzy, this off. Breathing hard, he goes down on all fours. And that's when he realizes he can't feel his left hand. "What?" he whispers, lifting it, staring at it.
Good evening.
Evening? This has to be panic. That's why he feels so... It was fucking 2 in the morning. Where the hell are we? Is that the bridge? Are we outside the city? Are you crazy? That's the bridge. That's the bridge into the wastes. He is in arm's reach of some of the worst monsters that survived the fire of Y, that sometimes come lurching into the city, past the witch's protections, that eat people screaming, that stalk and hide and ravage and infect. He's breathing very fast. Too fast. Maybe that's why he's dizzy. Maybe that's why he can't feel his left hand.
We are where we need to be. Get up.
Arthur tries. I'm not doing it because you said to, he manages, and stands. His left hand is still numb. He shakes it out. Are you fucking insane? We'll get eaten out here.
Pick up the bag at your feet, and we can go home.
No, we can't go home. You fucking broke us out of jail, and you... Arthur swallows. He remembers. That memory can't be accurate. It can't. You... What did you do?
What I had to. Arthur, pick up the bag.
No, says Arthur. You did something to them. You cast true magic through me, which was impossible. Summons couldn't do that.
This shouldn't be a surprise. We've been casting small magics together for 5 years.
But Hasta can't keep his smugness hidden. Arthur shakes. No, we have not. Not like that. That was great magic. You broke their minds. You're a summon. You can't do that.
Of course, you're right. I can't. So obviously, I didn't. Pick up the bag, Arthur.
Arthur looks down. It's a worn, water-ruined leather satchel with an oddly elaborate brass clasp. It's also still hooked on the bony arm of whoever died while carrying it, half buried in silt, which means it floods where Arthur is standing, and thoroughly cleaned of skin and flesh. Arthur is shaking badly. His left hand is still numb. Hasta, he says, explain this.
Pick up the bag, Arthur.
I won't pick up your fucking bag unless you answer my fucking question.
Do I need to take over again?
You won't.
Oh, won't I?
Arthur swallows. His mouth is dry. His eyes hurt. His body feels so weak. But he is courageous in what he knows. No, you won't. I can tell you've already gone too far, too hard. And unless you want to blow up because I die before our contract's fulfilled, you won't do it again so soon.
True, but that doesn't mean I have no options. Assuming, of course, that you are correct about great magic cast through your sorry little form.
What is happening? This is not normal. What the fuck did you do? He whispers.
Saved your life. Pick up the bag, Arthur.
Arthur wipes his face with his right hand and discovers tears. Is he panicking? He's panicking. Scared. This breaks all the rules. Summons can't do this. They can't cast major magic through contractors, no matter how adept the contractor is. And Arthur's not adept. It's why he went for a summon in the first place. He needed power. What's in the bag? He manages.
Answers.
How do you know?
Because it was carried by the person who was the target of the second murder.
What?
That second death was unfortunate. A mistake. They were rotted, I believe, to prevent us from identifying them. Fortunately for us, I know workarounds. And track this poor sod here.
What? Arthur says again. You said you'd never seen anything like that corpse before. How do you know all this? Silence. Had Hasta lied? Summons couldn't lie either. Arthur begins to shake. Overhead, thunder peals. Rain begins pattering down, dropping like ice onto his head. Arthur looks around. Fuck you, you asshole. You lost my hat.
Arthur,
The tone has changed. It's urgent now.
we need to move unless you want to be caught in the same rush of tainted water that so helpfully flensed this witness.
I can't use your sight right now. I can't see what killed him.
The flood did. She was running and afraid, and slipped, and fell down here, and broke her leg. She was caught when the tainted waters came, which we will be too if you don't fucking move.
Water was bad around Cloud City. The lake was bad. The ocean was bad. They were all filled with things that eat. Big ones in the ocean, and small ones in the lake. And Arthur does not care to repeat this poor fool's slow and painful fate. Fine. He grabs the bag. My left hand might be broken or something. It's not working. We'll need to see a Medimancer.
We don't need to see a Medimancer.
Sure, asshole.
Climb, Arthur.
Arthur is still shaking. His left hand won't grip right, though it does grip, and that is important, because it's not easy to climb out from this ditch. Thunder peals. Arthur slides back down several feet, rocks and rubble avalanching down around him. A bug crawls on his face, and he sputters, swinging at it, nearly losing his grip as he tries to get it off.
Arthur.
Fuck you, says Arthur to Hasta, to the bug, to the waste, and climbs again. If you hadn't... He hisses as something sharp slices his right hand. Ridden me like a damn donkey. You could help me out of here. No, you had to go violate natural law and ruin my life in the process. Hasta laughs at him. It's not a sound Arthur has ever grown used to, though by gods he has tried. It's dark, deep, undeniably cruel. But Hasta's never laughed at him before. Hasta's never turned on him, behaved in such a strange way. It shouldn't even be possible. This feels like an upside-down world, like a nightmare, like it can't be real. Below, grey water trickles through the ditch. It sounds strange, like it's clacking, like it's secretly made of crab claws.
Arthur,
Says Hasta evenly.
I only did what I did to give you a plausible reason for escape. When you are asked, you can tell them this. You were released, and you don't know why. It wasn't in your control. You weren't there when things went to hell. Clearly, they let you go because of the madness.
Can't be happening. What even is happening? They'll think I'm responsible.
They wouldn't even connect you to the incident. You have no such power.
No one has such power. Except someone clearly does. Because it happened. Mud and rock tumble all around him, splashing into the ominous water. You've put a bullseye on me, and you won't even admit what you did. Arthur grabs the top of the ditch. It crumbles in his hand, leaving him clenching useless mud, and he falls. He shouts, and his left hand lunges without his permission, and digs into the top of the ditch, holding on like a harpoon. Arthur dangles, gasping. Below him, clacking water rises, devouring anything it meets.
Arthur!
You're controlling my hand.
Yes, I am. And we are fucking slipping. Get it together.
Arthur manages to swing his right arm up, and again grips the top of the gulch. The soil crumbles, mud caving, and again, he starts to fall. A new hand comes out of nowhere, to grip his wrist like a vice. Tight, strong, and it heaves. Arthur is pulled up out of the ditch with such force that he and Yang both go down. Sprawl. A bug crawls over his hand. Arthur shakes it off. They lie there for a moment, breathing. What? What? Arthur manages. How did you... The body. Is it down there? Says Yang, glaring up at him, still gripping Arthur's wrist, keeping Arthur pinned to his chest.
How the fuck did he know that?
Hasta growls. It was eaten, says Arthur. Did you see anything? I haven't recovered from yesterday, says Arthur, which isn't a lie. I didn't see much. Fuck, Yang says again, and rests his head back on the ground. Arthur rolls off him, panting at the eternally dark sky. Where'd you come from? Got an anonymous tip about a body under the bridge. Lucky me. I got assigned to go look into it. Bigger question is, what the fuck are you doing here?
Careful, Arthur.
Arthur sighs. After they let me out, my summon said he had a lead. He led me all the fucking way out here. No taxi would bring you this close to the waist. How'd you get here? He wasn't wrong. Yang didn't miss much. Arthur has no answer. He's got no clue how he got here. Had he walked? Had Hasta broken some other impossible rule and flown him here? He has no memories after everyone in the jail went mad. So he lies. Tell that to the taxi who dropped me off. Tipped him and everything. I wasn't in time to save whoever the fuck that was down there, though. Yang goes up on one arm and eyes him. His hat's fallen off. His dark hair is thick and mussed, and the hint of beard on his cheeks makes his scowl sharper. Got an even bigger question. Why aren't you still in jail? They let me out. They let you out?
Arthur, we cannot afford to go back to jail. We need to get back home.
Sure, easy peasy. They let me out. Why is this so hard to believe? I assumed you dropped the charges. I did not drop the charges. I wanted you where I could keep a damn eye on you for once. Why did they let you out? You didn't drop the... Fuck's sake, Yang. I didn't even hit you hard. Yang's eyes narrow. Answer the damn question, or you're going back in cuffs.
Arthur!
Were they really having this conversation on the edge of the waste? Absolutely anything could come lurching out of the dark, hungry, slathering, mind-breaking. But here they were, lying on the ground by a carnivorous flood, arguing nonsense. They didn't give me a reason, Yang. I was just glad they did. My summon's like a dog with a bone when he's got a clue, and we're in the middle of a case. Your summon? John? Yeah. Where did he get a clue? Arthur snorts. Fucker hasn't told me. Yang looks disgusted. Really? Your contract was so sloppy you can't demand answers? I wasn't exactly in a good place when I made that contract, Yang. You damn well know that. He did, too. Yang had been assigned to her case. Had dealt with Arthur at his lowest, clutching his dead daughter's body, insensible and screaming. Yang fucking knew. Yang's expression goes neutral. Yeah, I do. He concedes, and struggles to his feet. Then he offers his hand. Arthur stares up at him. You're kidding. You want the hand up or not? You look like shit, and it's gonna rain. You'll get soaked.
Get soaked. Walk. We'll take a cab when we get closer to the city. Don't do this.
With perfect timing, thunder peals, rolling through the canyons of the city, dancing out into the waste as if to summon death. If Asta had wanted obedience from Arthur, he should have done anything other than what he did tonight. He should have answered questions. He should have at least apologized. He shouldn't have scared Arthur shitless and then laughed at him. Arthur takes Yang's hand. Yang is stronger than he looks. He pulls Arthur up for the second time in 5 minutes, and he pulls him close. Closer than he should, damn near face to face, and holds him there for a moment too long before letting go.
Arthur! Turn around and walk away. We don't have time for this.
Am I reading this right? You're offering me a ride back? Says Arthur. Yeah. Yang looks him up and down. You'd have no luck hitching with anybody else. The fuck did you do? Drag yourself here? Arthur hasn't gotten a good look at himself, but he feels beat up, and his shirt sticks to him in a way that makes him think he might have bled under it. Maybe. Why are you offering? Yang shakes his head. To keep you where I can see you. Come on, Lester. Let's go. Yang has not asked about the bag. Arthur does not volunteer about the bag. They walk to Yang's car, a little black two-door with police and worn letters on the sides, and drive away from the waste.